Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, the show that takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible.
Welcome to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo, and we just had Christmas. I hope everyone had an amazing Christmas, and now we are on the mind track of New Year's and New Year's resolutions and, making the most of 2020, in the last few days of 2019. And, I was thinking this year, what are my goals? What are my New Year's resolutions? And what are the people around me, the people that I care about? What are they most focusing on in 2020? Or what do they want to start or do? And, I find that a lot of people around this time really focus on trying to adjust their weight and their appearance, their body image completely. And it's, as soon as January 1st hits, I find that the gyms are packed. Everyone is trying to jumpstart their body and to get to where they want to be. And I just think that's a huge thing that comes with a new year is that's on a lot of people's mind, because our body image and the way that we feel about ourselves has a huge impact on our entire lives and how we really feel about ourselves and if we're going to be living a positive and healthy life or whatever the case may be, right? And a lot of the time, that all starts with you and how you feel about yourself and your appearance and your mental state and all of that. So when January 1st comes around and we're at the gym and the gym is too packed, it's crazy because it's true. A lot of people are focusing on their appearance and bettering themselves. And I just want to talk today a little bit about some body positivity and the right and healthy mindset that we need to get in about ourselves, because it's inevitable. A lot of us are going to have a goal, maybe to lose weight or to look better in our appearance that we think that we should change. And it happens with everybody. It's, we all kind of want to work on things, I think. And it's just really important to have a healthy and happy mindset towards ourselves while we're going through that journey and we're learning about those things about ourselves and we're changing and we're growing. So I want to talk today about some diet culture stuff and just body image in general and having a positive thought towards that. And, do we have these resolutions to lose weight or change our appearance, go to the gym more in 2020 because we want to look better or feel better? Is it physically or mentally? What are the reasons behind our New Year's resolutions? And we look at New Year's resolutions as goals. I want to improve myself, but sometimes it comes with a lot of negative thoughts as I'm not good enough, so I need to change myself. I need to change my appearance. I don't like the way I look. I don't like this. I don't like that. And so even though having goals and aspirations, that's amazing and that's positive and that's healthy, it doesn't mean that there isn't negative thoughts behind those goals and those resolutions. So let's talk today about changing those negative thoughts into some positivity about ourselves. We need to change our negative outlook on certain things for ourselves and make it become positive by looking forward to the change and to the journey to get to where we want to be. Body image is something that a lot of people struggle with, having a positive look on our body image for sure. And, we want to look a certain way and we want to do a certain thing for ourselves so that we can look that way, right? It's like, what do we have to do so I can get my dream body? What do we have to do so I can look the way that I really want to look? So we create this plan, I'll work out every day, I'll eat all these meals, I'll have salads and chicken and your basic clean eating and do all these things that I'm supposed to. But there's this thing called diet culture. And diet culture is so apparent in our society today. And, it makes people really feel badly about ourselves when we don't even realize it. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about diet culture and the mindset of diet culture. Let me just start with that nobody makes money on people actually eating healthy. Diet culture, it can include a bunch of like diet fads, like, oh, you take this supplement and you're going to drop this weight. If you do this certain strict diet, then you're going to drop this weight. If you're going to do this or this or this, pay me this and have this protein powder so that you're going to look this way, right? And that grabs us. That grabs our attention because, there's before and after pictures, which sometimes you don't realize are actually photoshopped or not real or they did that a different way, and you just don't really know. But diet culture is something that's very apparent. And I think it's something that we need to talk about so that we can change that mindset of the diet culture to a more healthy and sustainable one that's going to lead us to a happier life. So here's some diet culture mindset things. So diet culture worships thinness, and it equates it to health and moral virtue, which means you can spend your whole life thinking that you don't look amazing because you're not impossibly thin or the ideal thin type. Diet culture promotes weight loss as a means of attaining higher status, which means that you feel more compelled to spend a massive amount of time, energy, money into shrinking your own body. Even though that the research is very clear that almost absolutely no one can sustain intentional weight loss for more than a few years. These diet fads, these diet pills, these certain things that are going on in our society aren't sustainable for our lifestyles. That's just how it is. Having those negative thoughts with diet culture, that isn't going to help us sustain and be happy and sustain that body image that we want. Diet culture also demonizes certain ways of eating while elevating others. So this means that you're being forced to about certain things that you're eating, is great. Okay, I'm eating a salad and chicken, and that's amazing. That's great. That's 100% right. But then you're ashamed for making other certain food choices, that you're actually like distracted from your pleasure, your purpose, and your power because you have to eat in a certain way to feel this way. You have to eat this way to feel great about yourself. And if you don't, then you should be ashamed. Diet culture also oppresses people who don't match up with its supposed picture of health. If you're not doing all of the latest trends of these diet fads, this, and this, and this, you aren't doing it right. You're not healthy. It also discriminates against different things, like people with larger bodies, people of color, people with disabilities, which is damaging to their mental and physical health. And so it's like you have to look this certain way and you have to do this to get there, and anyone that doesn't look like that, it's not okay. So diet culture has made up this idea of what we need to do to get to where we want to be, but it's not sustainable and it's not healthy and it's not a great mindset. How many times have you heard, I need to lose 10 pounds because I'm going on a trip? Or I have a wedding coming up, so I need to lose some weight so I can look good in a dress. We've normalized these conversations. We've normalized that, oh, look at this new diet that I'm doing. I'm doing this and it's amazing. We talk about the cleanses and the diets that we're doing as just like a general normal conversation with a lot of people. And it's become normal for people to talk about their diet and how many calories they're eating and what they're counting, and that I need to lose weight for this trip or to lose weight for this or that. And instead of just talking about wanting to be healthy with a happy mindset and a happy, healthy body as well. So just especially going into the new year, there's new diet fads that are going to be coming out. Oh, look your best in 2020 by doing this. Do this so you can feel so great about yourself. There's these new pills or whatever it is that you need to do to achieve the body that you want. But it can be a really big money grab, because we can't build the body we want and the life we want based on all these diet fads and new trends or whatever it is. We have to create the life and body we want through ourselves so that we're able to sustain it for a long period of time, because these diet fads may work for a short period of time, but it doesn't mean it's going to last forever. And then when you gain weight back, or you're back to where you started, and that makes you so unhappy, then you're even below, like you're even like further behind of where you began. And so we need to recognize diet culture so that we can resist it. We need to become healthy and happy with ourselves, not because of what the diet culture is telling us to do or what to buy, because we want to do it for ourselves and we want to see that growth in ourselves. And I just thought, with ending 2019 and starting a new year, we all want to make changes. We all want to be happy. We want to live a successful life, but we need to do that with a happy and healthy mindset. It is time for a break, but when we get back, I'm going to give you some phrases we need to leave back in 2019, and I'm going to help give you some tips and tricks to jumpstart your healthy mindset towards your body and towards your New Year's resolutions for a better, healthier, and happier you.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America's Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America's Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Welcome back to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I'm your host, Alyssa Jo, and like I said before the break, I'm going to talk to you about some phrases that we need to leave back in 2019 so that we can have a healthy and happy mindset towards our bodies, towards our life, and reach the goals that we want to reach. So the first one that we need to leave in 2019 is I feel fat. I think this is pretty obvious why we need to leave this back, but putting ourselves down like that, putting ourselves in that negative mindset by saying those negative words, it's going to do absolutely nothing than just bring ourselves down, make ourselves feel fat, make ourselves feel large, by not appreciating what we have in our bodies and the way that we look now. Another one we need to leave in 2019 is telling someone, wow, you lost weight, you look great. Diet culture says that losing weight is a good thing, no matter how it's done, basically, right? So it could be due to other things, not healthy eating and a healthy mindset. People could lose weight because of depression and anxiety and different disorders. So instead of saying, wow, you lost weight, you look great, let's try to change those words to, if you like their nice outfit that they're wearing, how about you look great in that outfit, and tell them that. Because you're changing those words and you're not adding the negative concept to it by, oh, because you lost weight, you look great. How about just you look great? Why do we need to add the you lost weight? You look amazing. Good for you, right? Because diet culture says these things that we have to lose the weight to look great, but that's not true. So by sending those positive vibes, changing our choices of words, we're going to add some positivity to that person and to their mindset, and it's going to bring us a positive and healthy mindset as well. Another thing that we need to leave behind is calling food bad or guilt-free or naughty, because food is food. Of course, there's healthier food than others, but we need to accept that food is food and that we're putting it into ourselves. We eat food to energize ourselves. We have to fuel our bodies so we can do the things that we do on a day-to-day basis. So if you can accept that food is just food, then we're going to have a healthier relationship with it. There's no such things as foods that should automatically make you feel bad because you ate them. If you ate a chocolate bar because you wanted to eat a chocolate bar because it's tasty, That shouldn't make you feel bad. You enjoyed life right there. You enjoyed something that makes you happy because that chocolate bar tasted great. So why bring yourself down by automatically thinking, oh my gosh, I feel so crappy because I ate that. Oh my God, I'm going to gain so much weight because I ate that. Why can't you just enjoy the moment that you enjoyed that food that, yeah, has a little bit more sugar than your salad for lunch? But seriously, enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy food. Food is supposed to be enjoyable. It fuels our body. It keeps us going. And it tastes so good. So let's just accept the fact that food is food and that you do not need to make yourself feel bad about something. It's all about the portions and how you're doing it. How are you looking at food too? If you eat that chocolate bar and you automatically feel disgusting about yourself, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, then yeah, you're going to have some negative impacts on your body. But if you look at that like, wow, that was tasty. I enjoyed that last 5 minutes eating that chocolate bar with a smile on your face. You're just sending positive energy all throughout your body, throughout yourself. That's it. And you shouldn't have to punish yourself for eating a chocolate bar. Okay, because I ate that chocolate bar, I need to spend an extra hour at the gym. That's not how it works. Food is food. You shouldn't be punished for eating something. Just accept that you're fueling your body and that sometimes we just want to enjoy life a little bit more by eating some more sugary foods. And that's okay. You have to let yourself feel okay about that. We need to also stop saying, ugh, I'm so fat after eating a big meal. This one is just kind of automatic for a lot of people. You know, we feel so stuffed. We feel so full. It's like, oh, I feel so fat. Because we're bloated. We're like, oh my gosh, I just ate so much food. But you're not just shaming yourself for enjoying a meal. You're shaming everyone else around you that just ate at the same dinner table or ate the same type of food as you. So you're spreading that negative energy. You're associating being fat with overindulgence, with overeating, or having a lack of self-control. And that's not fair or kind to anyone, even yourself. So don't put yourself in that negative mindset by saying, I'm so fat after just eating a big meal. No, you just enjoyed your food. You enjoyed your big meal, and now you're really full. So go for a walk, get your body moving around a little bit so you don't feel so bloated. Just enjoy your food, enjoy your meal, and accept that that's okay. Because people around you might be feeling low about themselves too, and so why shame anyone else around you for the way that you're feeling about something? You got to change the outlook and the positive thoughts. You got to change those negative thoughts inside your head so that you can spread more positivity to the other people around you. It's going to put you in a more positive mindset. Another thing we need to stop saying is, does this make me look fat? You're asking if something looks bad or unflattering, which equates being fat with looking bad. This is diet culture telling us that our number one goal is to look thin, to possibly look good at all. You have to look thin. You have to look a certain way, but it does not have to be that way. Body positivity, it starts with like feeling positive about yourself and feeling positive about other people. You're not going to say that to somebody else. Wow, you look really big in that outfit. No, because that's going to make them feel crappy, and we don't say those things. So why say those things about others? Why do we search for people to try to justify the way that we look in something? Or saying that we look fat means that we look bad. And that's not true. So we have to understand that we need to be body positive to everyone else around us and to ourselves as well. You shouldn't connect looking bad and fat with the same thing. That's what diet culture is trying to tell us to do, that you have to look thin to look good. But that is not true. So stop putting yourself in those placements to get those comments, and stop letting other people be in an awkward position to, how do you answer that properly without even hurting somebody's feelings, right? You don't. So you have to be careful about what you're asking other people and what that kind of, response could engage into your life. I'm having a cheat day is also not a saying that we should bring into 2020, because that means you're just trying to justify what you're eating to yourself or to others. You're trying to justify that, oh, I'm eating this chocolate bar today, or I'm going to go get McDonald's today. But you're justifying that because it's a cheat day. We don't need to justify those things. We shouldn't be justifying the food that we're eating. If you're following a more clean eating diet and you're going to go off of it for a while, that's okay. You're human. You're allowed to crave a chocolate bar. You're allowed to crave a burger, and you're allowed to eat that. But don't make yourself feel punished or justify why you're doing that by saying it's a cheat day. You know, it's not a punishment. You're not even, oh, I ate healthy for a week, so now I get a cheat day. No. That's not how it is. We need to look at food as equal. We just have to understand our portions so that we're in that healthy and happy mindset. We also need to leave back, you're not fat, you're beautiful. In diet culture, being fat means you can't be beautiful, happy, or successful. And that is not true. So make your mindset beautiful by being positive to yourself and others, because that's the most beautiful thing you can do, is having a positive energy towards yourself and spreading that with other people. We need to not call ourselves fat. And we also need to stop saying, don't call yourself fat. Because when people are saying they're fat and we come back with, don't call yourself fat, we're using that word as an insult still. You're using that word without a problem. But if someone is calling themselves fat, maybe we need to sit down and talk to them about how they're feeling. Maybe help them make a plan to get themselves to a more positive and better mindset. Getting through together with a friend, maybe both trying to change your body image outlook as positive. Do that with a friend so it's easier. We also need to leave behind, I need to lose 5 pounds. Because first of all, do you really need to lose 5 pounds? And how are those words affecting those around you? People don't need to hear it. Think about how those words are impacting those that may be larger than you or younger with children or who knows the case. By saying, I need to lose 5 pounds, you're insulting more than just yourself, depending on who's around you. You're putting this negative energy into the world, a negative body image. So be careful about what you say, because you're not just affecting yourselves, you're affecting others. And lastly, we really need to stop saying, we need to stop pushing eating habits on others, like saying carbs are so bad for you. If you're doing something that's working great for you, maybe you've cut out carbs and you're losing weight and that's working great for you, then that's amazing. But we don't need to push those eating habits on other people because it could be completely different for somebody else. If someone asks you for advice, then that's great and let's share what's working for you. But don't push things on other people. So we are spreading positivity towards others and ourselves by stopping these phrases and changing it to a positive and healthier mindset. We want to be positive and healthy and happy in 2020 with ourselves, and we want to spread more great energy towards everybody else. So we need to cut these phrases out and change our word. We need to not let diet culture take over anything and take over our phrases and take over our happiness, because we think that we have to do something to look a certain way. So be positive to yourself, and that positivity is going to radiate to others and help others to have a better, happier, positive body image on themselves as well. It is time for a break, but don't go anywhere because I'm going to talk to you about developing a positive body image for yourself a little bit more. We're going to talk about gaining a good self-esteem, a positive attitude, and avoiding some perfectionism and comparison.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
about self-esteem. Gaining a good self-esteem is definitely easier said than done. But, your self-esteem is how you feel about yourself, your inner thoughts, your inner voice inside your head of what you truly think about yourself. With low self-esteem, we have generally a low opinion of ourselves. So by building our self-esteem, that means it requires building up your view of yourself. So it means taking control of your inner dialogue and ensuring that it becomes more positive. Focus on what is great right now instead of what you need to work on or what might go wrong. If you're focusing on the positive things that are in your life, positive things about yourself, then the things that you need to work on will start to come more automatically and naturally in a healthier way. And you'll grow and enjoy your journey to get to those things you need to work on, and you'll enjoy the process as it. So gaining a positive body image, it starts with a good self-esteem. And it takes time. You cannot just gain a good self-esteem overnight. But it's something that you need to be aware of. The negative thoughts inside your own head. We talked a little bit about the phrases that we need to cut out in 2019. And those phrases aren't just said out loud. They're said inside of our heads too. We need to make sure that we're cutting those out so that we can leave room for a positive image in our mind, some positive thoughts. We also need to make sure that we have a positive attitude. I know I'm talking a lot about positivity and the way you're thinking about yourselves, but it's just jump-starting your goals for 2020. It requires a lot of work, and we don't realize that when we make all these goals, a lot of negative thoughts comes flooding in our heads. And so it's important to love ourselves at every part of our journey and to love ourselves at the end of 2019 so that we can love ourselves even more in 2020. So we can live a happy life. So by having this positive attitude, changing those phrases to the right positive ones, this is closely linked to your self-esteem. The idea that you can change your life by thinking more positively. I know it sounds a little bit cliche and I'm talking a lot about just being positive, but it's true. Because it's so important that we understand that the way we view ourselves and the world around us has a direct impact on us living a happy life. We all want to live a happy and healthy life. So it starts with the positive thoughts that you can say to yourself, and those changes will come naturally and you'll feel so much better. We also need to avoid perfectionism because nobody is perfect. Good enough is actually good enough. You need to stop making comparisons. And I touched on this a little bit with that social media episode about detoxing, that we need to filter out the things that don't serve us anymore on our social media. We need to unfollow those comparisons on Instagram that make us feel crappy about ourselves. Because society has built this image that we have to live up to. Diet culture has built this image that we have to live up to, that we feel like we have to live up to, because we don't. Because beauty comes in all shapes, colors, and sizes. It doesn't matter. So you gotta stop thinking that you have to look this certain way to be happy, to have the image, the body that you want. And by comparing ourselves to people that have a completely different body type than us, that's not going to do any good at all. So we also need to avoid the temptation to criticize or judge. You need to give everybody, including yourself, a break every once in a while. We can't just rush to judgments of others and ourselves. And when you're not rushing to judgment or criticization, you become kinder and more pleasant to be around, and it has a positive impact on yourself and the way you're feeling and your body image. We need to be emotionally aware, have emotional awareness and self-control, some emotional stability. This is also easier said than done, but by managing our views of our body and being aware of the emotions taking over, things are going to upset you. But it's about managing those feelings and creative positive emotions and outcomes from those things. So by managing and mastering those feelings, we can accept them and we can deal with them in a healthier, happier way for ourselves. A lot of people will stress eat, or when they're sad, they will eat more, and those are our emotions taking over, and now we're overeating that we really don't need to. So by being emotionally aware and having that self-control of, I'm doing this because I feel low, I feel down, something happens. Because after we overeat because of our stress or our sadness, we feel even crappier about ourselves. And so we need to be emotionally aware that, instead of eating all these things that I want to, maybe I should go to the gym and get a good workout in, because after that, first of all, you're going to work out your stress, you're going to work out your anger, your upsetness, and then after, you're also going to feel really great, and you're going to set yourself up for some more positivity. I'm going to talk to you about some activities to help you find a positive mindset and outlook on your body, because there's things that we need to do every single day to help us get to where we want to be. I know, because changing our positive thoughts, like changing our inner voice inside of our head, is easier said than done. But there is some things that we can do on a day-to-day basis that can help us put ourselves in a happier mindset. So number 1 is to make a list of the things that your body can do. So from the essentials, like breathing, through different exercises, places that you can go and see, the people that you love, remind yourself of all the things you couldn't do without your body. So appreciate it the way it is, because we would be so different if, we had a different life. There's a lot of people out there who don't have the same ability to walk around or do anything like that. So you got to really think about yourself and appreciate the way that you are now and appreciate your body now. So if you appreciate it now and you take care of it, you're going to continue to take care of it as you grow and as you maybe you do have a weight loss journey that you want to go on, but you got to appreciate it at every single point, because your body works very hard for you every single day, right? It is our instruments. It is the thing that gets us by every single day. So we got to take care of it and appreciate it. Another thing is that we can make a list of the 10 things that you really like about yourself, but not a single one of them can be related to your appearance. So this is going to remind yourself that your appearance doesn't affect who you really are. Because it doesn't. The thing that matters the most is what's inside of you, and you're so beautiful on the inside, even though sometimes we don't always feel beautiful on the outside. But what's on the outside doesn't make you who you are. It's what's on the inside. So remind yourself who you are on the inside. And that's really important. Also surround yourself with positive people that make you feel good about yourself. The people that also feel good about themselves, they'll help you do the same as well. It's all about that positive energy that it bounces off. If you give positive energy, you're going to take in positive energy. Positive thinking it's catching. It's contagious. But also so is negative attitude. So be aware of what's going on around you. And just surround yourself with people that feel good about themselves, and it's going to help you feel good about yourself. Another one that I think is really important is just wearing things that you like clothes that make you feel good about yourself. Put your makeup on, do your hair, feel good, or, get your hair done. Guys, get some new hair gel that you like, whatever it is. Because when you feel confident about yourself, that shines through, and it shines through how you stand and you move, and being confident is very attractive. And then you're going to be attracting more positive people in your life as well. And then just look after yourself. Give yourself a treat by going somewhere nice, or spend time doing the things that you love, the things that make you feel good. Just remember to value yourself. Treat yourself by going somewhere nice. Maybe you do weekend getaways once a month if you can, or something like that. Just remember to value yourself and who you are, and know that what really matters and where it all starts is how you feel on the inside. And how you feel about who you are on the inside is going to reflect on the outside. So be confident and let yourself feel positive about yourself, because it's going to change your body image just like that. Because suddenly you're going to be walking different with more confidence. You're going to be standing different with more confidence. You're going to be doing activities with just a more positive and happy outlook. And it's going to change the way you are and the way you feel. And it's going to change your life to a happier and healthier life. So when you're thinking about your goals for 2020, especially when it comes to your body and having the body that you want and living a happy life, you need to remember that body positivity and positive body changes start with a healthy and positive mindset. You won't see results by giving in to that diet culture and what you should look like and what you should do to get there. So focus on you and how you feel about yourself. Accept the way you are and love yourself for it. If you want to work on things when it comes to your appearance, then do it in a healthy way that is going to keep you happy and sane throughout the entire process. We should enjoy our journey of growth. The diet culture fads are not sustainable. What is sustainable is positive and happy thoughts about yourself that you can continue to have throughout your journey to continue to grow. So we just need to be careful about what we're doing when it comes to our bodies. Be aware of your thoughts towards yourself and find something that works for you, because everyone is different and it's going to be different for everybody. But the one thing that's going to stay the same is that having a positive and happy outlook on yourself and who you are from the inside to the outside is what's going to make the most difference in your life. So that's all the information I have for you today, but I hope it was helpful to help gain a little body positivity and, maybe make you rethink some of your New Year's resolutions to jumpstart a healthy 2020. Thank you so much for listening to GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Alyssa Jo. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and follow us on social media, and leave a 5-star review. I look forward to next time. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find the show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows from the GSMC Podcast Network, from sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast.